Herzlich willkommen zum Musotalk, dem Music- und Sound-Production-Podcast aus Berlin.
Hallo und herzlich willkommen zum Musiktalk Messecast von der Frankfurter Musikmesse 2016. Jetzt bin ich beim Pete von Eventide. Hi Pete.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Kannst gut Deutsch sprechen, ja?
Oh, thank you. That's all I know.
Well, maybe not quite enough for most of the stuff, you know. You got a new plugin out,
Yeah, we do.
and it's, you know, it's called the T-verb plugin. Is it called T because of
Toni Visconti.
Toni?
Yeah, Toni Visconti. So this plugin's a collaboration with Toni Visconti and Eventide. That's him right there, Toni Visconti.
And let me just quickly explain the fame of Toni Visconti. He did a lot of records with David Bowie. He did a lot of the early glam, all this stuff. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's got a long history of making great music. And yeah, he's one of his most famous artists is David Bowie, for sure.
Okay. And so what was the thought behind him sort of getting involved in public development? What was the goal?
The Prez Tony here approached Toni Visconti, another Tony, with the idea, hey, you know, we make great digital effects, reverbs. What do you think of this idea I have to duplicate the process that you did making Heroes, where he only had one track and he had to record David Bowie's vocals, and he wanted to include the room sound but separate them depending on how loud David Bowie sang. So that's what we're recreating.
Okay, so it's a reverb with a gate.
With two gates on each microphone. So you see here we've got 3 microphones. Sure.
No.
All right. So let's see. So the near mic is mic 1, right? And that would be the direct signal. And then you have other 2 mics you can move around the room, changing their distance and lateral position. And by changing their distance and lateral position, you change the sound that they're picking up. So that's the idea behind this plugin. You're the engineer looking into the Hansa Meistersaal live room from the console.
It's the Berlin room, right? The Meistersaal, right?
From Berlin, right. So that's what you're looking through the glass. You're telling your studio assistant, move the mics here, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, sorry?
But the Meistersaal, I know it, looks a little different.
It might, yeah, it's.
Yeah, because now it's a venue, and
right.
it's not used for music production anymore.
This is how it would look back in the day when they did.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, more like that. So you see here we got these 2 mics picking up the room sound, and like Toni Visconti did back in the day, you can add gates to these 2 mics. You can link these gates if you want to. It's a great plugin. You can also, one thing you can't do with the original hall is change the room sound. So we've added this functionality over here. You can.
Is it an impulse response sample of the original Meistersaal, or is it algorithmic?
It's algorithmic, so it's not a convolution reverb, but we do have impulse responses of the hall, and using those impulse responses, we model the algorithms to sound like Hansa.
I mean, this technique, you know, to use multiple microphones, gate them to give different effects dynamically, could be great in any room. I mean, it doesn't have to be the Meistersaal. So can I use different rooms?
Yeah, so we have presets here that mimic Meistersaal very well, but with all these room adjustments, you can increase the decay time to an unnatural 7 seconds if you want. You can make it all the way down to 0.2 seconds, and you can change the diffusion, the equalization of the room, so it's a very versatile sounding room.
Okay, cool, very good. How much is it going to be?
It's going to be $249, but until May 30th, I believe it's $149 on sale. So it's the introductory price.
iLock copy protection?
iLock copy protection. iLock too, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Pete, sounds nice.
Yeah, sure. It should be out within the month, I believe. So, but we just released, did the press conferences today for the release.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome, man.